Hi, we're back looking at problems in our Sheldon Family Association database, trying to help you clean up your databases also. The next thing we're going to look at, facts. If I were to add a fact to someone, and I could say I want to add a fact, and it came down and you say, I want to add the fact of when, well, it's an individual or family fact, whatever that means, and I'm going to call this a new fact. And let's abbreviate it with the ANF. This is important. Are we going to put a date on this fact or just a place? Or just to use a description field? So let's just have a date and a description. That's all we need. It doesn't really associate with the place. And now I have a brand new fact that when I go to add a fact to Lauren Edward Sheldon, we could come up with, and if I add a new fact, it has a date and a description. That's the one I just added. And if I put a date in here, like I would save it, and then I would have a fact for him called ANF, whatever that means. Well, it just turns out that in our Sheldon Family Association database with over 125,000 people, we have way too many facts. People have done that, add a fact, not knowing what it really does. Like this, married to Charles William East. And you say, well, that's no good. Now, the way that I know that they've added a fact or whether it's one of the standards is by going down this list, and if it has a sentence template, I know that it probably, here's one, Arrival. It was created by Roots Magic because they always put a defined sentence along with it. So needs to define a sentence would imply that this was somebody just created it on the fly. And some of them are kind of useless, like census too. Look at census shows live, census shows lived in. Why don't we just merge all of those into census? So the first thing to try to do is to just delete that fact. Hopefully, nobody is using that fact, and it's not in our database. It was imported, and wow, there it goes. That one just got rid of because nobody used it. How about this one? Christened as christened. Let's delete that fact. Is anyone using it? Oh, wow, someone is using that fact. So you say, no, I can't delete it because someone is using it. So you click on print, and this is wonderful. It comes out, your Roots Magic says, print everyone who is using that type. It'll do a little report. Just one person, and her number is 21527. I can remember that. I'm going to go back here and I'm going to say I want to search for 21527. Was that what it was? 2127. And that is her right here. And believe it or not, if I look at all her facts, she has a christened fact. And we're going to change that because one of the standards is to change the fact type to simply christened. And christened is the default. And instead of christened, we have a default for Roots Magic, so they all fit into the correct place. So now I look at this and I say, well, now she's christened. I have changed the fact type, so when we go back and we then try to remove a fact type of christened, which she had there somewhere, christened, and delete it, it'll say no one is using that. Go ahead and delete it. Now, the problem is that a lot of these have 4 or 5 people who have used that fact, and we have to somehow go through and let's try to delete death of parent. Okay, delete it. Oh, somebody's using death of parent. Why don't we just put death or go to the parent, put the death? So we're going to try to print a list of those people. And here we have 2 people who are using a death of parent. We're going to go and find these people and change their fact to one that is a standard in Roots Magic. Each one of these is a little different. We never want to lose the data. This then becomes a problem of going through all of the user-defined facts and putting them into the standard Roots Magic facts. For a list of the standard Roots Magic facts, if you create a new file, call it new, it will come up, and if you click over here and then say show me the list of standard fact types, here is all of the ones that are defaults for RootsMagic. That is a problem, and this took me 2 days to clean up our 125,000 just on fact types to merge them into normal. If you have a small JEDCOM, might be a lot shorter time to do. This is another problem, and how I've gone about solving it. If you have a comment, please leave me a statement and show me an easier way. I'd love to have an easier way than printing reports on this.